heading over to check out our immersion camp setup. Now, I've been running this immersion camp since 2012. So this is year number, 14, when it's all said and done. Missed a year during COVID, but we have 500 people coming in from all over the world to come to Maine to experience the magic of Maine and to train Jiu-Jitsu. Jiu-Jitsu, man, this sport, this way of thinking, kind of way of life at the same time, it's pretty much given me everything. My friendships, relationships, business ideas, the way I think, the way I walk through the world, everything. I practice jiu-jitsu every single day. It's not just something you do on the mats. People think it's like, oh, I'm going to do this on the mats, and that's jiu-jitsu, and I'm gonna train a couple times a week. It's like, well, how often do you train jiu-jitsu? I train jiu-jitsu every day, all day, 365 days a year. My brain is filled with jiu-jitsu in the way I'm leading my company, in the way I'm having conversations, and the way I think about the world, and it's changed my worldview too. It's both therapeutic and an outlet. It's chess under stress. I think I need to make that into a t-shirt. It's chess under stress. So you're playing chess under the burden of stress, physical stress and mental stress. And it's about life. It's a lifeline at the same time, because it teaches you about timing, and timing is everything in life. Balance, angles, levels, when to escape, when to tap out, when to apply pressure, and when to stop and reset in your mind. And so the philosophies of jiu-jitsu are beautiful. They're just wonderful philosophies. I think it's God's gift to humanity is jiu-jitsu. It's funny, somebody said to me recently, you run your company like the Japanese do. And I didn't understand what they were talking about. At first I thought maybe they were referring to, like, oh, because I do jiu-jitsu, but the more I looked into it, I was like, yeah, I guess they're kind of right. There are thousands and thousands of companies in Japan that are hundreds of years old. Some, gosh, I think one of them is like 1,000 years old, 1,500 years old. The Japanese, they're much different in their thought process around building companies. Let's take Toyota. I think Toyota is a really good example. Toyota started with building looms. And actually, we have at our factory Toyota looms. Looms aren't made in America anymore, unfortunately. And the Japanese make wonderful pieces of machinery. But they started with looms, and they transitioned, obviously, into vehicles, cars, and other things. But for the Japanese, it's not about like trying to build something fast. It's not about that fast path and growth at all costs and sales at all costs and revenues at all costs. It's growing something purposeful for the right reasons. And so I didn't realize that origin is very much in line with the way the Japanese think. And here's the crazy shit. Lean manufacturing was revitalized by the Japanese. I remember telling Andy Reith, he's our SVP of operations, that, man, whoever came up with this lean manufacturing stuff, they must have done jiu-jitsu. And I was like, nah. He's like, nah, they didn't do jiu-jitsu. And then he dug into it, and he's like, wow, they actually did study judo and Jiu-Jitsu is Nawaza. It's the ground game of judo, right? It comes from judo, Jiu-Jitsu does. And so absolutely this guy had a mindset, and lean manufacturing was derived from that mindset. On top of that, the origin wave, like that logo, it started from a Japanese Tomoe symbol. In this Tomoe symbol, early on in our first year of business, I had this Tomoe symbol. It was 5 rings, basically, and it represented the 5 belts in Jiu-Jitsu: white, blue, purple, brown, black. And I ended up altering this logo. So if you have something early on from origin, it has those 5 rings, and almost like the circle of life, the flow of life. I turned it into a single wave of freedom. And so even our wave of freedom came originally from a Japanese kind of symbology. But it's really intriguing. And so I've been looking at tickets to go to Japan. It's going to be a solo mission. It's going to be a solo trip. Amanda doesn't want to go. So if anybody out there wants to go to Japan, let me know. Because I think I'm going to. And I want to go and experience the culture. And of course, they have some of the best cuisine in the world, which is 50% of the reason I want to go. But I want to experience the culture. The Japanese also kept American blue jean manufacturing alive in a pretty interesting way. When the greatest generation, when our grandparents, us Xers, for you younger kids, your great-grandparents, when they went to war and they stormed the beaches of Normandy and they liberated Europe and they went into Japan and they went into Germany, they had backpacks on. And in those backpacks were blue jeans. Okay? They were the uniform of freedom, is what I like to call them. And in Japan, like, they had never been conquered, and so anyways, they wanted to learn more about this American, this person wearing these blue jeans. And the Japanese are all about, like, learning, right? They're like, they seek knowledge. And I'm making a general statement here. I'm not saying every single person in Japan. And I'm looking at this through the lens of business, and I'm looking at this through the lens of history. So if you're some historian or you think you know more, like, don't get all crazy. I'm just sharing some shit here. And when they saw these blue jeans, they fell in love with the blue jeans. And this is where Japanese denim came from. Because as America scaled for more, faster, give me more, and give it to me faster, and give it to me cheaper. Well, technology also advanced. And when it comes to blue jean manufacturing, the more, faster, cheaper, that pushed the original machines out of New England. All right, Muskeg Mills, 3 hours from here, is where denim was first woven in America. It was woven in Manchester, New Hampshire. Manchester, New Hampshire was built after Manchester, England. We basically copied them. And we started weaving denim. That's where Levi's first denim came from, was Muskeg Mills in Manchester, New Hampshire. And so there's such a rich heritage of manufacturing and blue jean manufacturing in New England. Actually, the guy who invented the riveted jean, Jacob Davis, when he immigrated, he came to Maine. He came to Augusta, Maine, which is 40 minutes from where I am right now, before moving out west, before partnering up with Levi's to help him with his patent for the riveted jean. But those dudes didn't invent jeans. Jeans have been around for a long time. All right, I'm working on a media piece about the history of jeans. They've been around forever. But the Japanese, back to this thought of the Japanese, they were like, why would you change something that's already perfect? That blue jean the American soldier landed on their shores with. it was a self-edge jean, which means it was woven on a shuttle loom and it has a self-edge. The way the warp, the warp yarn goes across, it locks the denim together. They call it selvage. That's kind of a nickname for self-edge. And the Japanese are like, don't scrap those looms. Send them to us. And we'll use those American machines to weave the denim you don't want to weave anymore because you want to do things faster. It's perfect the way it is. Why would you change it? It's perfect the way it is. And so they just have this deep appreciation for things that were made right the first time, and learning a craft and sticking with the old ways. And I appreciate that. And I want to get over there and I want to experience that. But these selvage looms, these selvage looms were built by the Draper Company in Hopedale, Massachusetts. And obviously this mill is defunct now, right? Like there's no more looms being made in America. And they're the same looms my great yaya worked on at the Lowell spinning mills in Lowell, Massachusetts. They were Draper looms by the Draper Corporation. And so there's a really cool history there. And the Japanese, they've kept these looms alive. And so when you hear Japanese denim, really what you're hearing is old American denim woven on old American machines by the Japanese, but they just haven't abandoned the old ways. And so I guess what we're doing is very Japanese, because not many brands or companies or enterprises are casting a 100-year long-term strategic plan, but many Japanese companies, that's all they know how to do. They cast a 100-year plan. For the next 100 years, we're going to do this. For the next 100 years, we're going to shift in this direction. And then they break it up into 10-year chunks. And I guess it's not very unique at the same time when I start talking about 100-year plans or 10-year plans or 10-year blocks. And maybe that's the right way to think about business and this reclamation of America. Maybe we as Americans need to remember how we got here, and I believe go back to that old mindset when you did something purposeful. You did something really purposeful and in the right way for the right reasons, and it wasn't about fast and market share and gaining at all costs and doing whatever it takes. Like it had more meaning. It had more soul. And so if you're gonna do something in life, whatever that thing is, and again, a lot of this is about business, the power of purpose is really important as a key driver to that long-term strategic vision. And just ask yourself why. Why do you need to do this? Why do you have to do this? Why do you feel like you have to do this? Are there outside influences on you? And so really think that through. Before you start something or before you change something, ask yourself why? Why? And make sure that you buy into that answer and you're not just playing mental gymnastics because you got a lot of people in your ear telling you why. Make sure that comes from the inside. And then,
good morning.
I'm talking to myself.
That's okay.
Medium, cappuccino. Let's do caramel flavoring today. One. She's drinking her own thing today. Yeah. Wearing a Nike hoodie. You need an Origin hoodie. Don't you have an Origin hoodie?
It's too small now.
Oh, well.
Freshman year. But I do from this year. Our gray ones.
Okay, next time I come.
I'll wear that tomorrow.
Okay, I will see you in an Origin hoodie tomorrow.
Yes, you will.
All right. Gotta keep these kids honest. Gotta keep them focused on freedom, not freaking clothing of communism. Ask yourself why. Ask yourself why. That's important. Don't convince yourself why. That's mental gymnastics. That's where your mind plays tricks on you. I'm going to convince myself this is a good idea. I'm going to convince myself because there's something you think you want, or something you think you want to do, or something somebody else said. Like, fuck that. Don't convince yourself why. Ask yourself why, and make sure that that answer comes from your soul. Okay, not just mind. Mind is important, right? You have to be a logical thinker, but also it's got to come from your heart. It's got to come from your soul. And I ask myself this a lot, like 25 years in business, lots of risk, lots of gray hair. I mean, more than I should have. Shit, last year, I got shingles. I guess I didn't even realize I was stressed out. I don't recognize stress in my life. I don't have that whatever, and it just, I guess, the stress of life and business, I got shingles. So I like to tell people, I use that as a joke. It's like, oh, you're not going hard enough if you don't get shingles. I don't think that's true at all, but it's funny. Some of the entrepreneurs I've talked to that have built massive businesses, they have all had shingles while building their companies. And these are folks that have built billion-dollar companies. It's just they're just going so hard in the paint, and they don't even recognize how hard they're going. Yes, ma'am.
Have a good one.
Thank you much. They don't even realize how hard they're going. So, listen, I'm doing these little morning coffee talks, and I kind of need some feedback on this. So if you're enjoying these, please post in the comments below. I also want to know what else you want to hear about. I could talk for days, months, years, right? Like if I could extract 25 years of knowledge, 25 years of tuition, and try to give it to the world forever, I'll talk about whatever. So if there's something I'm missing, something you like more than others, like, do you like seeing shit inside the factory? Do you like seeing how product is made? Do you want more about life, raising kids, working with your partner, your wife, upward trajectory, self-actualization? Like, you tell me, but please post in the comments below. Let me know how you're enjoying the channel, what you like about the channel, and what you wish I would do more of. And I'll try and do that. Ultimately, I'm probably just going to talk about whatever I want, right? But you might give me some ideas if you engage and post, and please share this channel also. Subscribe, share, and let's grow this thing together. So I'm headed to this immersion camp right now to finish the final stages of planning to receive 500 people in the woods of Maine in a couple of weeks, and that's my mission for the day is Jiu-Jitsu. It's all Jiu-Jitsu.